All right, my friends of the Dragon Ball Fighters Colorado Discord scene, the future is today. Simple as that. I don't really have any other way of putting this, but I've been looking into developing a cloud server for use to basically replace peer-to-peer online play through the Arc System Works servers. And with some help from our wonderful Ty Tuesday, who is a phenomenal streamer, who is been part of the Colorado FGC scene for a while. Dragon Ball Fighters is his first game. He got me in last night to give me a few tips on how to set it up, sent me some resources, and I've actually succeeded in today in building the cloud server that we need to run Dragon Ball Fighters. So before I go any further, though, maybe some of you are asking, what's all this talk about a cloud server? It's no secret that Arc System Works' netcode for Dragon Ball Fighters being delay based is absolute trite. It is really bad. It can be serviceable in a lot of places, but because of its design, it limits how many people we can play with by location. It causes inconsistencies in the connection, kind of slows the game down overall, and there hasn't been any sign on Arc System Works' part to correct this during a time where basically all we have is online play. Spikes is memeing me right now. This madman. I'm laughing right now because of a gameplay feed happening in my peripheral, but that's something that you all will be able to see in a moment or so. So what people have been looking into is instead of using peer-to-peer connection, so I'm playing Dragon Ball Fighters on my console or computer, you're playing it on yours. Instead of that, we set this up on a server. Now, there have been two clients that have been in the talks for this. Those clients have been our Amazon Web Services and Paperspace. You basically create a server from them, and so you pay a small fee. And when I say small fee, I mean like microscopic. It's like 38 cents an hour. There is an extra monthly fee for some storage space, but I'll get into costs and stuff later. What it looks like, though, is fantastic. So you create basically a desktop within your desktop. This desktop, it has its own server, its own connection, and then you set everything up. There's a long, detailed process which I'm not going to go into in this video. Going through that, though, and setting up Parsec. Parsec is this PC service where you can actually stream your desktop or game feed to another computer. So if I were to be running Parsec and having it open, my computer would be able to be accessed by y'all. I can then control your inputs. So one way that people have done it in the past is for them to connect from Parsec to my computer directly and play through that one. This setup for fighting games doesn't really encompass all the fairness it needs to, because then I'm playing on my own system directly with no input delay, whereas you would not be. You'd be playing through an online connection, kind of doesn't balance things out. The cloud server then comes in to act as this neutral point. So both you and I are connecting to this neutral point where we're able to then commute or play together through this server. And so looking at it in action, it kind of looks something like this. Okay, I'm coming into the dojo for this part of the video. Spikes, you want to jump down a not main game real quick? I hope he heard me. Yes, he did. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do Dragon Ball Z. So this is currently on screen is, it looks like Dragon Ball Fighters. What this actually is, this is my Parsec stream. If I hit Control-Shift-M, you'll see that there's a little Parsec icon up here, and here's all the Parsec stuff. I do not have Dragon Ball Fighters open on my computer at all. This has been opened through the cloud server. And our friend Spikes is blue comboing my cell because I'm refusing to tech. I saw you with that 5LL Infinite shit earlier. So funny. That was actually funny. Now, you have to understand about Spikes is that Spikes is playing on a laptop. You want to talk about your laptop real quick, Spikes? Like what kind of laptop it is?
So it is a HP Pavilion 360. It's got like 8 GB RAM, I'm pretty sure. And it should not run this well with Dragon Ball FighterZ whatsoever on a regular. And it even has trouble whenever I'm like editing like some big old project. So I got to do some crazy stuff to like my settings to actually make it work out and make it look better, or at least try and make it look as good as possible. But yeah, no, it just has a lot of trouble going on, and like I said, I shouldn't be able to run this game this good.
Yeah, and in technicality, Spikes actually isn't running this game. All he is doing is that he is receiving a stream through Parsec of the server that we're playing from on the server's desktop, all he's receiving is a server stream. His computer's just receiving a stream that lets him input into it, and it reads his inputs. That's what Parsec is doing. So Spikes, with a lower end computer, I'll say, that isn't designed for gaming, is actually able to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, when I'm not running my OBS, this is the next obstacle I'm gonna have to figure out. When I'm not running OBS, it's like perfection. For within Colorado, this we are playing offline effectively. Now, this is going to have some variance to some out-of-staters and things like that, but ultimately, this is going to be better than any of the net code on PlayStation 4 or PC. So what this means then, my friends in the Colorado Discord, the Colorado Dragon Ball FighterZ FGC, is that with this cloud server, we are not split into PlayStation 4 and PC community. If you have any kind of computer, so long as it's not going to fry, I guess, as you stream this, and as long as it can read a controller input, you can join us in our PC tournaments and play. Not only can you play, you're going to be doing so without peer-to-peer Arc System Works server online connections. You're doing this through completely different means. This is just absolutely outrageous to behold. Again, Spikes is playing on a cheap laptop right now, and it's a little stuttery for him, I imagine, just because I am streaming and because OBS doesn't read the Parsec stream.
Actually, it's actually running smooth.
It's really smooth for you. That's good. It's a little bumpy for me because when I use OBS, I have to use a I have to do a display capture, which slows OBS down because it's picking up more stuff. It's not just concentrating on a whole window. So it's a little suboptimal, but there's no other way currently that I know of to fix it. But this is like huge news because going forward for all of our PC events and stuff, we're pretty much playing like this. There's no doubt in my mind that regular online is outside of like maybe a few cheesy events that we're going to do for the E-League Yinja announced yesterday for like party matches and stuff, which isn't possible through this setup, that we are moving to this. Now, because of that, let me go ahead and switch back to the DBFZ camera, deafen myself in the Discord. Because of that, I'm going to be upfront about a few things. This is going to cost me a little bit of money to run, so I may be charging small tournament fees, something like $2 to enter, and it's going to be a venue fee just for the sake of covering the cost for this server. Because as I mentioned before, every hour costs me about 40 cents. I'm going to round up a little bit. That's just how it is to use the Amazon Web Service to that effect. 40 cents an hour, plus there's going to be like a monthly fee for the storage. Like this server I have, it has about 40 gigabytes of storage, and most of it is pretty much all used up just by the files I had to put in there with the GPUs and the drivers and everything else. So that's what we're kind of looking at. So there may be something like that involved, but we might start maybe even doing like entry fees too, just to build pots, because I think with this, if things keep running as smoothly as this, I don't see a reason why, like, hey, it's net play, let's not put money in because that way no one gets salty. This shit's running so smooth. It's what we got right now. And this is working for a whole bunch of other fighting games. So, my friends, if you have a PC, if you have a computer, go download Parsec, go install Parsec. I will be sure to reach out to all of y'all, get your names added. But, my friends, we are going into a whole new territory for the Dragon Ball FighterZ gaming community. I would also be very appreciative if we could perhaps get 1 or 2 more of these cloud servers built for the Dragon Ball FighterZ community, because we have to think of these servers as if they were like individual PlayStation 4s at a tournament. They're setups now. 2 people to a setup. So if I want to run matches on this, I'm going to need servers in order to do that, and all we have to do is just connect to these various servers through Parsec. It's very easy to do. It's going to take a little adjustment, but I want to get you guys in on this because this is absolutely revolutionary. If any of you guys want to come in and test this out today, this thing's up all day. Like, please hit me the fuck up. Hit me up. So thank you all so much. I'm going to leave you with a little clip showing what Spikes is playing on. If I can get the video editing software I have to really work. Once I get that showing off, my friends, it is fucking time. And I'm so happy to be giving you all this. I'm CD Mangaka. I'll be signing off, y'all. Take care. Take care of yourselves.